fellow Barbadians at home and abroad, residents of Barbados, in my capacity as Governor General, I have signed into law the amendment to the Emergency COVID-19 Curfew Directive to encompass matters of public health. Barbados, and indeed the entire world, is facing and fighting the novel coronavirus disease, now called COVID-19. Countries across the globe are quite literally on lockdown, with national borders closed, citizens confined to their homes, and commerce at a near standstill. We are in troubled and uncharted waters. Understandably, dealing with the unknown makes us uncertain, anxious, and fearful. But we must not let these feelings overwhelm or paralyze us. Our faith as Barbadians is enshrined in our national anthem. We must anchor ourselves on the knowledge that God is in control. With that sure belief, let us do our part and leave the rest to Him. This nation has faced difficult circumstances and global crises in the past, and doing so has made Barbadians stronger. COVID-19 is pushing us to once again value human life, companionship, friends, relatives, neighbors, the sense of community and quiet time, to be grateful for what we have. Barbadians are compassionate, resilient, strong, and tenacious. CARICOM looks to Barbados for the best models of leadership. All over the world, our personal discipline and national governance structures are respected. In this time of crisis, we must be true to who we are. In the most difficult times in the past, no matter how poor we were, we found a little something to share with those persons who had less. The children of the community belonged to all of us. Our seniors were not abandoned. They were treated with appreciation and respect. Families and communities looked after each other. This sense of caring created social cohesion. We must keep that Bajan spirit alive. In it lies our past success and our current survival. We have all seen the news stories of how COVID-19 has overburdened the health systems of developed countries. It is therefore the responsibility of every Barbadian to cooperate with the government and designated authorities to ensure Barbados does not get to that point. Barbados is as prepared and as ready to fight this disease as it could possibly be. Under the Prime Minister's direction, members of the Cabinet, the COVID-19 SAR, the Chief Medical Officer, other health professionals, ancillary services and government teams have been working tirelessly on our behalf. We must comply with their instructions, guidance, and advice. Keep physical distances from others and observe strict sanitary practices. Obey the law. Keep the curfew. Stay indoors. To do otherwise would be to undermine their hard work and put ourselves and our families in jeopardy. In the midst of all this, our Prime Minister underwent a successful medical procedure this weekend. Let us keep her in our hearts and prayers. She has demonstrated exemplary and sure-footed leadership in this unprecedented situation. This is a time for caring and sharing. For many Barbadians, this will be a period of hardship. We must therefore ensure that we make the difference for those who are in need, for the old, for the vulnerable, and for the physically or mentally challenged. This is not a time for profiteering, panic buying, or hoarding, as this will prevent other Barbadians from getting necessary supplies. We are better than that. The cruelty of the times can only be combated with kindness to each other. Human beings are social creatures. We crave companionship and conversation. Socializing, going to work, worshiping, and participating in recreation are all very important to us. Staying inside will be difficult, but it is the only way to flatten the curve and defeat the spread of this disease. We must now practice social distancing while still maintaining social interaction. During this time at home, we can utilize the technology to reconnect with friends or relatives whom we have not seen or spoken to for a long time. We can play games or learn new skills. International universities are offering free online classes. Famous artists are giving online concerts, and places of worship are open online. We can also use this period to be productive, creative, and innovative. Now is the time to work towards a cultural resurgence. Parents can tell our young people stories of the Chase Vault and Steel Donkey, of Conrad and Osimore. Fathers and older men can teach younger family members the art of traditional kite making. Our women are excellent cooks. We can start cooking clubs and exchange recipes. We can teach our young people to cook traditional foods such as cornmeal pap, coconut bread with the soft, sweet coconut in the middle, pone, and conkeys. We can also start our finished projects for self or home improvement. It is in crises like this that heroes and heroines emerge. It is in times like this that a country can rise to have its finest hour. I want to thank all Barbadians working on the front lines of the response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Healthcare professionals, the police force and the defense force, those in essential services, those maintaining our water and electricity services, those going to work every day to ensure Barbadians have food, medicines, and other essentials, the supply truck and public vehicle drivers, and our garbage collectors. All of these persons who are keeping this country running. You know who you are, and we know who you are. We are thankful and salute each one of you for your selflessness and service. Please let me also thank those Barbadians who are working on the front lines of this disease in other countries. To the many Barbadians in the diaspora, I know that you are worried about your families here at home, just as they are worrying about you. Let us all hold on in faith. Let us continue to pray for the full recovery of those in Barbados who are being cared for because of COVID, and for the afflicted and their families all over the world. In my reflections on the impact of COVID-19, I could not help but observe that during the Middle Ages, crop failure and the disease known as the plague or Black Death decimated populations, societies, and economies in Europe. It was a period of hardship, fear, and horror. Nonetheless, the Middle Ages were followed by a period of great enlightenment, of improved governance, increased humaneness. Arts, literature, and culture emerged, and the world was transformed. This period came to be known as a Renaissance. The world is in a dark period now, but a bright future lies ahead. Fellow Barbadians, let us hold each other up in prayer. By our actions, let us keep our country safe and protected. When this is all over, we will come out to socialize again. We will gather again, but more importantly, we will rise again. Let us remember the words of comfort God gave to us in Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10, and I quote, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." And again, 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." And therefore, as a people of faith, we can be assured that however long this period and all its consequences last, this too shall pass. May God be merciful to us and bless us all. Good night.